How do you top your love for your cat? With a cascade of decadent savory gravy over a mouth-watering mousse pate. Fancy Feast gems. 2 gourmet pâtés in 1 convenient pack. Simply peel and plate to reveal a pyramid shape that makes eating delightful and pamper her with an experience as extraordinary as she is. Turn the everyday into the extraordinary with Fancy Feast gems.
Hey friends, I wanted to jump on and have a special bonus episode because there's a lot happening right now, particularly around neurodivergent people. And I wanted to take a minute so we could just sit together to take a deep breath, to process, to just remember a few things. And so in this episode, I'm just sharing some thoughts and some feelings and some realities that we're facing because of these conversations. And I want to be clear, it's not about politics. It's not about what side you are on, but about the people and the impact these conversations are having in our lives. So if you don't know, in the US, President Trump has announced, made comments, whatever you want to say, linking autism to certain medications taken during pregnancy. And there's 2 things I want to say about that. One, well, I have more than 2 things, but one, I first just want to say that that's not true. There have been studies and research to support that this is not a link to that. And with that, I want to be very clear that in this little corner of the internet, a little corner I called Unfinished Idea, that neurodivergence, the spectrum of neurodivergence, of autism, of ADHD, of all the things, is a brain type. Don't get me wrong, and with this brain type, there are lots of challenges and there are lots of difficulties, but it's a brain type that was formed or being formed from conception, from the start. Now, yes, I do believe that there are environmental things and kind of, health things that kind of can trigger different things and different aspects, but I 100% believe that those who are on this big spectrum of neurodivergence is a brain type, and that their brain, that them as a human was created for a purpose. They were created for a reason, and we may not know that reason, but that's not for us to know. I think about the impact that my son has had on my life, both my sons, but when it comes to autism and ADHD, I think about my son and the impact he's had. Let's be honest, he started the Unfinished Idea. Okay, he may not be the one podcasting or doing all the stuff, but it's because of him that we started this. And I know that his impact is wider than just my house and my family because people have told me. Because of my son, they have learned about a whole other world. They've learned about their own neurodivergence through my son. They have unlocked things and understanding because of my son. And so I want to be clear when I say that I believe neurodivergence is a brain type, because it is. The other thing I want to really highlight or say specifically to the mamas, with these comments that are being said, blame is being shifted to mothers. And I want you to know that you did nothing wrong in having a child who is autistic, who is on the spectrum, whatever that looks like. I want you to know that there's no shame or guilt, that you did everything okay. You did everything right in creating this human. I have sat with that shame before. I have sat with it. I can't believe it's me. I did something wrong, but you didn't, Mama. You are doing a great job at raising a child who's on the spectrum. You are doing a great job at loving, at advocating, supporting, all the things that go unhidden. I want you to know you're not alone. I want you to know that you can do hard things because you are already doing them. And Mama, I want you to know that this is not your fault. This is not your fault. And I've had to sit with that. There was a time in our journey where I sat and blamed myself for how my child was wired. But it was in realizing that this is a brain type, and realizing that this is nothing to do with me and how he was formed in my womb with how he was created, the purpose he was created for. And so with this fear, with the media, with what has been said, I want to be clear in that this is not your fault, Mama. I am aware this is audio, so you can't see that I'm just sitting here crying because I just know that shame. I've carried that shame for a long time. And is when I realized that it's not about me. And my child, how he was formed and created has nothing to do with me. I got to release that shame. And we're probably going to hear over the next few days, weeks, months, maybe years, different reports that come out. And every time something like that comes out, I want to be honest, I feel like it distracts us from the meaningful conversations about support, about advocacy, about acceptance, about the education that these humans need. And I don't want us to lose heart in this. I don't want us to be discouraged that this another report's coming out. So take heart. Know that these are just distractions. And what you are fighting for is a solution, is a good solution. And for those who are kind of those supporters out there, the grandparents, the aunts, the best friends, the neighbors, the teachers, I want to encourage you as the same. Don't let these comments, announcements, conversations distract you from keep searching to find ways to help support, to keep asking those questions of how we can help and how we can advocate. I also want to say that you're not alone in this. I know I've said it a lot, but as we hear these things and people, I've already had loads of messages this morning and last night talking about it, asking my thoughts and my opinions. And yeah, I've had reporters reach out to me even, knowing that I'm American in the UK, of kind of thoughts and opinions. And my biggest message was that I wanted people to know they weren't alone. And so I want you to know that you're not alone in this. I want to remember that each person in these conversations, each, as they talk about the statistics and the theories and the, ways to solve it, that they're talking about our kids and our friends and our spouses and our coworkers. We can so easily dehumanize the situation, which is why I think it's so important that we bring back our kids, our friends, our spouses, our coworkers into the conversation, that we keep bringing them into the center, not in a show off, crazy way, but in a conversation of, hey, this is my child you're talking about. This isn't a number. This isn't a budget cut. This is my child. And so keep bringing them into the conversation. And when the conversations in the media feel dehumanizing, feel overwhelming, hold on to that truth that every neurodivergent person is valuable, is capable, and is a deserving of dignity. Keep holding on to the idea, well, not even idea, to the truth. Hold on to the truth that they were made for a purpose with this brain type, with its challenges. Trust me, I get it. There's challenges, but they were created for a purpose. They're here for a reason. So as these narratives continue in the US, in the UK, around the world, hold on to hope. Hold on to knowing that you are staying the course. You are fighting and you'll continue to fight. That you will be that person, that safe place for that person to come to. May it be your child, your friend, your spouse, your neighbor. Be that safe place so they don't have to hide away or feel shame, but that they can come into who they were supposed to be, who they were created to be. We can't always control politics and the conversations they have, but we can shape the way we love, the way we advocate for them, for our children, for our friends, for our spouses, and walk alongside the neurodivergent people in our lives. So friend, today I want you to go text a friend, hug a friend, let them know that you're not okay if you're not okay. Let them know what your everyday looks like so people can see beyond the numbers, beyond the statistics, and remember that these are children, our friends, our spouses, our coworkers. So I'm going to leave you with that and tell you that you are not alone. You are not alone as you walk this journey. Have a great day.